Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the National Door Controls NDC101-LH. This is what is called a pivot conversion. And a pivot conversion is simply this. You have an in-floor door closer that is likely discontinued several years ago, and there are no direct replacements for, I should say. And rather than pull that body out, purchase a new floor closer, do all of the floor preparation required, breaking out concrete, repouring concrete. You can use a pivot conversion to remove the bottom arm from the door, replace the bottom arm, have this sit over the existing spindle of the old, discontinued, no longer functioning properly floor closer, and then add a typical modern surface closer, because this will sit over with the help of this bearing system. This will sit over the spindle. The arm will sit over the cap itself with help of that bearing raceway that's on top, allowing that door to function. That's what a pivot conversion is going to do. So let's take a little closer look at these items dimensionally. And the NDC101 will work for Rixson, Dormatics, Pitco, available in 3/4 inch offset and 1.5 inch offset. The offset is the dimension from the face of the door to the vertical center line of pivoting. So this is, your door is going to be at the tip of the tape measure, and then the vertical axis of pivoting is at 3/4. Now, if this was physically longer at 1.5 inch, then you'd have an 1.5 inch offset. So, to determine what you need, measure from the pull side of the door, the face of the door, to the center line of where your spindle stud is, or your spindle is coming out of the body. That's your offset. 3/4 inch is certainly very common. 1.5 inch is also common too. Those greater offsets are used when you want to get the door open and out and around an unusual wall condition, or you just need that vertical axis of pivoting, that point moved further off of the face of the door. So, dimensional properties. And I'm going to put the tape measure on here so that you can pause the video if you like and study where these preparations are at. First of all, overall length looks like it's about 8 3/16. Width of the arm, about 1 3/16 inches. Thickness looks like it's about 1/4 inch. Way off. It's closer to 5/16. About 1 5/8 inches. About 3 1/8 right there. Okay. That's the arm. Then you're going to have the thimble feature that would sit down over the stud. You're going to have a brass. Well, you know what? I don't know that it's brass. It's not magnet. This thrust bearing, it's not ferrous based. I don't know that I'd say it's bronze. That will sleeve inside of there should you need it. Then, of course, that bearing packet is going to sit right down on top. That's going to allow that arm to spin freely. Overall height of this assembly, about 1.5 inches. Overall diameter, outside diameter, about 1.25 inches. Now, you will get 4 shims with this and 4 screws. The screws will be they appear to be 1/4 thread cutting flathead machine screws. Okay. You're going to get 4 shims, and the shims are obviously to help build off of the floor closer body to where you need them to reside. Underneath here. That's the 5th time I've done that. Underneath here will help you build that off. Okay. I think there appear to be 3 of one thickness. So of the 4, yeah, 3 of them are 1/8 of an inch thick. Then the thinner one is 60 thousandths. So one of them at a 16th, 3 of them at 1/8 of an inch. So you'll be able to build this up a total of 7/16 should you need to stack them together. Left hand, right hand. This is a left hand. From your perspective, the hinge is on the right and the door swings out. So from your perspective, if you're on the outside, it's a right hand reverse, which would be a left hand. Okay, right hand's obviously available. There is a link below this video to what's called the installation instructions. It's just simply this. Place bearing on collar with concave side down. Bearing must be seated flat to work properly, sure. There's also a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the National Door Controls products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website as well as a link to the full product catalog, which is handy because it will allow you to review the other retrofit items that are available from this manufacturer when it comes to pivot conversion. Not very often that we sell these, however, in certain instances, this will be the best way for a client to proceed with their management of the opening. A common scenario is there's the one that comes to mind. There's a church in Korea, and they literally have 30 closers, 15 pairs of doors around this gorgeous facade. The building was built in the early 1970s. Has a Doormatic floor closer installed. Might have been the early 80s it was built. Anyway, Doormatic door closers installed. He's on the other side of the planet. You can't get new ones. The floor is gorgeous. Marble floor everywhere. Breaking that out and putting in new floor closer bodies, not ideal. Then the other problem is we provide a repair service on those closers or an exchange service on the rebuilt, but we don't have those cores sitting on the shelf to ship them across the planet to have him ship back another one and keep this process going. There's no realistic way to do this. The distance, the freight charges of 18-pound bodies was incredibly impractical. While surface door closers are not going to be nearly as visually elegant as a concealed floor closer, nor give you the ability to handle the size of those doors, even though these doors were within the performance design envelope of a surface closer. Floor closers are there to allow you to, well, elegantly control the door, but sometimes if you've got a 300-pound door, surface closers really aren't rated for that. So we were able to move them into a pivot conversion concept, and while it was less elegant, at the time it was all said and done, it was really the best solution. So that would be an extreme example of when a pivot conversion comes in. It might just be a single unit that you have, and the budget doesn't have it in for a new closer body and all the work that's associated with it. So pivot conversions. If you have any questions on the NDC101 3/4-inch offset pivot conversion or any other National Door Controls product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.